Hi. Ich bin Will Wood aus Neuseeland. I am very sick, but doesn't matter because I play country music, so you can tell the fucking difference. There's a song I wrote. Joan and Jana have heard me say this before. It's a bit of a spiel. IB's probably heard me say it a million times in a slightly different context. I get really excited about trains because I come from a backwards little pair of islands that doesn't really have so much of train things. What? Yeah, there's other ones too, but no one cares about the third island. It's only got seals on it. I've completely lost my train of thought. Sorry. I'm a father before my time. I have never ridden on the main Troidal line. Why would you take the train to Wellington when it's easier to drive? And in fact these days it's even easier to fly. That's why I've never ridden on the main trunk line. Saw a video with David Wrongs, cracks a smile and says the folk singer's gotta have at least one song about them trains. I know that when he said it, he was just telling a joke, but it made me think that when I caught a train I just sit down and roll. Cause there's something romantic about the railway line. You can pack your bags and get on board and leave the walls behind. But in my homeland the trains don't seem to play a major part. And once they're used I'll never find a set of tracks that lead me back to your heart. Oh, that sounds like a harmonica. Once I started playing in the Northern Hemisphere, I began to see why singers hold the railway line so dear. The trains they run from here to there, they almost run to everywhere. That's why I'm riding trains across the Northern Hemisphere. I get crushed in crowded subways, folks complain about my guitar, and I fall asleep on the TGV in drunken dining cars. I sing the world through the windows of 1,000 rumbling trains, and I'll never turn down the chance to go to there and back again. Cause there's something romantic about the railway line. You can pack your bags and get on board and leave your woes behind. But in my homeland the trains don't seem to play a major part. And once they're used I'll never find a set of tracks that lead me back to your heart. Something romantic about the railway line. You can pack your bags and get on board and leave your woes behind. But in my homeland the trains don't seem to play a major part. And once they're used I'll never find a set of tracks that lead me back to your heart. I gotta say, I work in a hospital back home. I have a real job, right? And one of the first rules of working in a hospital is if someone is quite sick, you don't get a lot of other people in a small container along with them, so just saying. Good morning, darling, I'm writing you this to let you know that I'm sorry you're sick. Though tears of sorrow won't do you no good, I'd be your doctor if only I could. What do you want from the liquor store? Something sour or something sweet? I'll buy you all that your belly can hold, and you can be sure you won't suffer no more. I'd swim the ocean or the deepest canal to get to you, baby, just to make you well. Ain't no place on earth I wouldn't hasten to go to cool your fever, this I want you to know. What do you want from the liquor store? Something sour or something sweet. And I'll buy you all that your belly can hold, and you can be sure you won't suffer no more. If only the doctor would hurry and show, there's so many places that I know we could go. I was alright till these words from you that stayed in you sick, they made me sick too. What do you want from the liquor store? Something sour or something sweet. And I'll buy you all that your belly can hold, that you can be sure you won't struggle no more. Promise me, darling, that you won't die. I'll get all the medicine that money can buy. Stick with me, baby, hold on and fight. I'll do my best not to prolong the fight. What do you want from the liquor store? Something sour or something sweet. And I'll buy you all that your belly can hold, and you can be sure you won't suffer no more. What do you want from the liquor store? Something sour or something sweet. And I'll buy you all that your belly can hold, and you can be sure you won't suffer no more. Moving right along, this is a song off my first record. I don't have any CDs or vinyl today, so you should buy Ivies, please, because you have to go home with vinyl. It's part of going to shows. All mine is sold out, and all I can give you is a link in your phone to download it for free. And this song is on it. This is, you know, sometimes when you're trying to express yourself and you just completely can't, and then you make a mess of things. This is a song about two such relationships that I destroyed with my brain. Bond Street lies on the way back home, on the route I take every Monday. I have to drive past as I give my friend a lift from our practice space to his place in the city. They moved on to New Bond Street in literal and metaphorical ways. I used to see them both every week, but now we've all gone our separate ways. One of them, well, she drinks too much, and the other one, well, she thinks too much. And you know the one who drinks too much, she thinks too much as well. Cause I know that I let them both down, but maybe if you ask around, you might find that I'm not a saint myself. They moved on to New Bond Street in literal and metaphorical ways. I used to see them both every week, but now we've all gone our separate ways. Thank you. Good luck. I've been trying really hard after writing 2 records, basically all about my ex-girlfriend, or not even me, it's a person. So this is pretty much me turning a Wikipedia page into a song. You guys been to Hamburg? Hamburg? Yes, you have, probably some of you. It's not too far away. They're the very famous 14th century pirate, Studebaker. Yes? Yeah, great song by Slime. Yeah. Now, I fucking love Slime. It's a great band. And so this girl told me about Studebaker and in bed, and I was trying to impress her. So I wrote a song about him, and also the other things kind of got in there as well. And Wikipedia. I didn't make sense, do I? Deep in my thoughts, I hear you saying will, and I realize I'm naked at your windowsill. 'Cause my mind wanders so even when I'm sober, and we both know I'm much worse on opiates and liquor. But I'm thinking about what you told me today, and all of a sudden my mind begins to fade. 'Cause you said Studebaker was a famous pirate, and he gained notoriety around 1400. And you know his name was just a nom de plume that came from his ability to consume in just one swallow a giant pitcher of beer. Oh, to be a privateer. Shit, I'm sorry I drifted off again, my dear. She says, I can see your silhouette, so put down your worries, come back to bed, come back to bed. But the ship was disabled by a treacherous crew member, and thus our hero was caught by a fleet from Hamburg. He said, hey, I've got so much gold that if you set me free, I'll melt it down into a chain so big it could surround your whole city. Good sirs, take pity. But they said, no, all you scurvy dogs, you're all headed for the headsman's block. But our Studebaker, well, he had a great heart, and with the executioner he made a final bargain, even though he was far beyond a pardon. He said, yes, you may cut off my head, but when you're done, you must count my steps, 'cause before my body does collapse, it'll do its best to free the rest of you, my ever-faithful crew. For as my severed head gazes at the sky, my blood-covered body will walk on down the line. For each man that it can stumble past, you'll break his chains and he'll be free at last. Well, his body did its level best. It staggered past 11 men before our Studebaker met his sorry end. And I've drifted off again. She says, I can see your silhouette, and I've just rolled another cigarette and opened 2 more beers, so we'll just come back to bed. Come back to bed. Come back to bed. She says, well, how do you feel about that girl back home? I said I still want to break her boyfriend's nose and split open his skull. She says, well, please, just rein it back. please don't act like a psychopath. You left it all behind and now you're at my window. And I can see your silhouette. Put down your worries, come back to bed. Come back to bed. And I said yes in a moment, 'cause right now I'm at your window. I'm at your window. Well done on you for paying attention to such a fucking long song in a second language. You all deserve a medal. I only play that on some nights because it's just so long. I'm terrified of losing people's attention. But thanks. It's quite new. I'm glad you liked it. I'm going to do a cover and then another one of my songs, and then I'm going to check the time on my phone because I'm professional. And drop C is really hard to tune to. You must leave.
Distortion.
Just burn me afterwards. Otherwise you're gonna get infected. You must leave now. Take what you need. You think well lost. Whatever you wish to keep, you better grab it fast. Yonder stands your orphan with his gun, crying like a fire in the sun. And look out, the saints are coming through, and it's all over now, baby blue. The highway is for gamblers, you better use your sense. Take what you have gathered from coincidence. The empty-handed painter from your street is drawing crazy patterns on your sheets. And the sky, it's folding onto you. And it's all over now, baby blue. All your seasick sailors are all going home. Your empty-handed armies, they're all going home. The lover who just walked out of your door is taking all his blankets from your floor. And the carpet, it's moving under you. And it's all over now, baby blue. Leave your stepping stones behind, something calls for you. Forget the dead you've left behind, they will not follow you. The vagabond who's rabid it's all over now, baby blue. Thank you. Okay. While I am in this amazing drop C tuning, I'm going to do a song I wrote about losing lots of money playing a show in London, because that's what everyone does except, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen or something. Here I am in Haggerston to play another show. It's been so nice to get away. This is my third week on the road. But what a mess I left behind. I couldn't have stayed any longer. The hole I dug was far too deep. It was beginning to fill with water. Once I had a great young life, but that was before I met her. We took what we had thought was love and we used it to kill each other. So it was to my surprise in Haggerston I saw a guy we both know. And I forgot that you'd moved to London, Colin. He said, well, it's nice to see you. What a pleasant surprise. You'll never guess who just visited. She was having fun with the love of her life. My eye, rip out my eyes. I really thought I'd made it out alive. And you'll find someone to shield you from the storm. I didn't want to get on stage as I spiraled between fear and rage. And how could she treat me this way? I needed somewhere to turn, I needed someone to blame. But all of a sudden it was time to play. And I don't know how I got through my set that day, but as I was coiling up my lead, someone I didn't know came up to me and said, she said, I can't fix your problems, I can't take away your pain, but if you step inside for just a night, I could shield you from the rain. She said, I can't fix your problems, I can't take away your pain, but if you step inside for just a night, I could shield you from the rain. She said, ooh, come out of the rain. 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 When you're far from home, it was a rainy Lord in from the storm.
Yeah!
Okay, songs that I wrote some songs once. This is one off my first record that you can't buy. Doing so good right now. I'm a possible actor and an excellent liar, and I'm good at pretending. My moral standards are higher, and I wish I was older. Maybe then I'd be wiser, and I'd look back with fondness on those games I played with fire. 'Cause I've made a mess of your life, and it's taken its toll on mine. If you smear something with dirt, then it's sure to lose its shine. And I'm too tired to drink tonight. Just go on without me. 'Cause we both know what happens when we're drunk in the same room. I'll get anxious, you'll try and kiss me, and I'll tear myself off you before we. I've given up cigarettes, albeit for the 4th time. And I say I only smoke pot to ease my worried mind. But I can stop whenever I want to, and I can do the same with you. Although I guess one more night won't make a difference. So I grapple with my conscience, but it just tells me to get high. And in order to avoid you, it suggests I tell a lie. So I'm too tired to drink tonight. Just go on without me. 'Cause we both know what happens when we're drunk in the same room. I'll get anxious, you'll try and fuck me, and I'll run away from you before we. I always lose my confidence when I get to that outro because I left my G harmonica in New Zealand, full that I am, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just whistle it, and then I'm like, oh, what am I doing? It's good, man. Caught me on a really good day. But this is a fucking great show. I hardly ever get to play these shows. Like, I played in a biker bar last night, you know, I couldn't do any quiet songs. And you guys are fucking great, so I'm gonna sing a song about being a young single folk singer who travels the world playing music. It's like a job description, except it was written 100 years ago, so I couldn't possibly have written it. Instead, Mr. Woody Guthrie did. I lived in a place called Opisky, and I had a little girl in a hollow tree. I said, little girl, it's plain to see that there ain't nobody that can sing like me. No, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. She said, it's hard for me to see how one little boy got so ugly. I said, little girlie, that might be, but there ain't nobody that can sing like me. No, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. Way over yonder in the minor key, way over yonder in the minor key, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. We walked on down to the Buckeye Creek to see the frogs eat the goggle-eyed bees, then listen to the west wind whistle to the east, singing, ain't nobody that can sing like me. No, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. So come on, little girlie, won't you let me see, way over yonder where the wind blows free, that nobody can see in a hollow tree, and there ain't nobody that can sing like me. No, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. Way over yonder in the minor key, way over yonder in the minor key, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. The mama cut a switch from a cherry tree, and she laid it on both she and me. It stung a lot worse than a hive of bees, but there ain't nobody that can sing like me. No, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. And I walked a long, long ways, and I still look back to my Tanglewood days. I let a lot of girls since then to stray, singing, ain't nobody that can sing like me. No, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. Way over yonder in the minor key, way over yonder in the minor key, there ain't nobody that can sing like me. Thank you. I don't want to play too long, Toby. You tell me if it's just getting awful. I'm going to tell you another story now, and also the great thing about having a fever is sometimes I'm shivering, and right now I'm sweating, so I'm going to take my jersey off, and in 2 minutes into my song, I'm going to start shivering again. This is all in the name of art, right? So it's important. And a few years ago, 3 whole years ago, I was in Long Island with my cousin. He lives there, and there's this band I really like called Hunks and His Punks, which is like this garage punk band. Yeah, fucking awesome, like outrageous singer. He's a fucking hilarious dude. And they were playing in Brooklyn, and they'd played at the bar that I work at in New Zealand, and I'd seen them. They were really good. So caught this 2-hour train from the end of Long Island all the way to New York City. And I was meant to stay with my friend Kiki, who was this girl that used to drink at the bar, and she lives in somewhere in New York. And I wrote her a message on Facebook. She said, hey, I'm coming to see this band. Can I sleep on your couch? She said yes, and so I got to New York, and I called her up, and she didn't answer. I wrote her on Facebook, and she didn't respond, and so I went to, the band was great, but I didn't have anywhere to stay, and I ended up sleeping on the banks of the Hudson River next to a homeless man, or a dead body, I wasn't quite sure. And yeah, my way of dealing with these sorts of things is to turn it into a song. New York, if I say it twice, it'll conjure up that tune in your mind, with Frank Sinatra singing all those cheesy lyrics as a disguise for his love of cocaine and women. Cause that's the kind of thing New York is swimming in, and I'm not saying that's not alright. Cause as soon as I got off at Penn Station, a similar thing was on my mind, as the skyscrapers lit up my eyes, and I set out to have myself a good old time in New York City. Like so many girls and boys before me, wanting to make their mark, and all the singers get a tune spinning in their hearts, and you can see the light go on in their eyes as they realize that you can rhyme New York City with words like, pretty soon they got a song just like the ones that came before them, but no, you can't sing along to my one, cause it's got no chorus, and well, each line is different to the ones before it, and I'm just trying to tell you a story about New York. It took just over a couple of hours to realize Manhattan is far too crowded for my taste. So I got on a train, it was far too warm, but it was out of the rain, and I ended up in southeast Brooklyn. Then my feet took me northwest, and every neighborhood I went through was much different to the rest. First I walked past the working class, then I came to a neighborhood where everyone's a Hasidic Jew, and after that I saw all the hipsters too, and I met a girl at a show. Her name was Brienne, she just moved down from Michigan, and her relationship had just come to an end, but when I tried to kiss her she was whisked away by a friend. In the city that never sleeps, all the bars close at 4 a.m. At 3 o'clock and half past 3 in the morning, I tried to make myself some new friends, cause I was trying to find a couch to sleep on, or some other means to that end. There was Mikhail, he was a sculptor, but his parents were jazz musicians. He made his artwork out of speakers so that everyone could listen. And Big Sugar was the doorman, but a soul singer on his off nights. And he told me about a nearby park with a safe amount of street lights. So when Big Sugar closed the bar, I took myself down to the park. I jumped a fence and ended up on the banks of the Hudson. It was there the morning found me. When my New York night was over, I took the first train to Long Island, never looked over my shoulder. One more story, then maybe a couple of fast ones, and then I guess we're done. Have you been to Singapore? Don't go, it's expensive. There's a story about that. beer at happy hour there cost $6 instead of 15. And in that building I found a country music theme bar with Confederate flags on the walls and 1980s Johnny Cash on the big screen. 'Cause it's 4 floors of halls here and I'm on level 2. I'm only here for the cheap beer and I can't stop thinking you. One by one these prostitutes and lady boys, they proposition me. I say, I'm sorry my dears, could you leave me alone? I got a broken heart and miss my home. Every man in there was an expat American except for me. With tired-looking eyes and guilty thoughts of their wives as they talked to their ladies. They drank handle after handle and indecision showed on their furrowed brows, trying to decide if they should go home alone or break their American marriage vows. I stepped outside to the car park, I pulled out a cigarette. I borrowed my lighter from this pre-op lady from Laos. She made an awkward hello and she asked me if I was new in town. Or would I like a good time, or did I just want to be shown around? 'Cause it's 4 floors of halls here and I'm on level 2. I'm only here for the cheap beer and I can't stop thinking of you. One by one these prostitutes and lady boys, they proposition me. They say, I'm sorry my dears, could you leave me alone? I got a broken heart and I miss my home. I really should have prefaced that. I went to visit my brother because he was working there, and everything in Singapore is so expensive you wouldn't believe it. Except in the brothels they have happy hour, and there's all these really beautiful, like the transgender prostitutes in Southeast Asia. They call themselves lady boys, and it's like this culture's been going forever. And once they realised I wasn't actually there to have sex or whatever, they were actually really friendly and we got along, and I'd drink there every night before happy hour finished. What else are you going to do in Singapore? Not much. Couple more songs. Throw this one for a friend of mine. I'm sure you built. It was a long time in construction, but now I am firmly held. There's no stone walls, no bars at the door, but I know I'm in a cell. I feel the manacles and panicking, you cast me down to hell. And my friend built himself from bricks, his parents helped him haul. He said you gotta be rich and successful, or you got no hope at all. So straight after high school, he spent years getting a business degree. He said, Mother, I know this makes you proud, but what has it done for me? And I don't think these bars will budge, and I can't find the key to this lock. And can't you? Oh, can't you? Oh, can't you hear me call from inside these walls? I can't get out. I can't get out of this cage. I did to myself and some was done to me. Oh, the cage, it makes me want to jump despite my efforts to be free. And I don't think I'll ever know what happened to that friend of mine. I thought that when I saw him he was having a reasonable time. Oh, but it's easy to smile and pretend when you're surrounded by your friends. But once they're gone, you're on your own, and those walls come down again. And I don't think these bars will budge. I can't find the key to this lock. And can't you? Oh, can't you? Oh, can't you hear me come from inside these walls? I can't get out. I can't get out of this Two more fast ones, then I'm going to bed. But I'll stay and I'd like to say I'd stay and drink a beer with you, but I'll stay and drink some water while you drink a beer at me. If you want. That's all I got. I've got, as I said, my fucking merch has got. I got some t-shirts, but it's kind of winter, so you don't really need one. It's just got my name on it, so really just fueling my ego. I got some badges which you can have for free. John Henry was about 3 days old, sitting on his daddy's knee. He picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel, said, "This hammer's gonna be the death of me, Lord, Lord, oh, this hammer's gonna be the death of me." Captain, he said to John Henry, "I'm gonna bring that steam drill around. I'm gonna bring that steam drill out on the job. I'm gonna whoop that steel on down, Lord, Lord, I'm gonna whoop that steel on down." John Henry said back to the captain, "Lord, man, he ain't nothing but a man. And before I let your steam drill beat me down, I'm gonna die with a hammer in my hand. Lord, Lord, I'm gonna die with a hammer in my hand." Right. Shaker, he said to John Henry, "What is that storm I hear?" Well, John Henry said, "That's no storm coming, it's just my hammer in the air, Lord, Lord, oh, it's just my hammer in the air." And John Henry said to the shaker, "Shaker, why don't you sing? Because I'm swinging 30 pounds from my hips on down, and I'll listen to that cold steel ring, Lord, Lord, and I'll listen to that cold steel ring." Man who invented the steam drill, he thought he was mighty fine. Oh, but John Henry, he made 15 feet, and that steam drill only made 9, Lord, Lord, and that steam drill only made 9. Hey! John Henry hammered in the mountains, his hammer was striking fire. But he worked so hard that he broke his heart. John Henry laid down his hammer and died, Lord, Lord, oh, John Henry laid down his hammer and died. John Henry had him a woman by the name of Polly Ann. Oh, and John Henry took sick and he laid down in his bed. Well, Polly, she don't steal like a man, Lord, Lord, oh, Polly, she don't steal like a man. John Henry had a little baby, you could hold him in the palm of your hand. And the last words I ever heard that poor little boy say is, "My daddy was a steel driving man, Lord, Lord, oh, my daddy was a steel driving man." Well, every Monday morning, till the bluebirds began to sing, oh, you could hear John Henry hum a mile or more. You could hear John Henry's hammer ring, Lord, Lord, you could hear John Henry's hammer ring. Said you could hear John Henry's hammer ring, Lord, Lord, you can hear John Henry tambourine. Last one, thank you so much for coming. Thanks to John for playing. Thanks to Ivy for playing. Thanks to Toby for everything. Dude, their food is just so good. I can't believe it. You're amazing. I could eat those all night. Yeah, thanks for coming. Last song. Chip. Last time I played here, I played this song in the car park because no one was coming in. Now Toby makes people come in. Look, isn't it great how evolution. What am I talking about? I was never raised in your shadow, Lord. I was never raised in your smile. My parents were never church-going folks, so I never stepped into your life. But other folks tell me you're merciful, and other folks tell me you're kind. And I know I've never talked to you before, so won't you do me a favor this time? 'Cause I'm at the end, Lord, I'm at the end, and I'm at the end of my tether. And there's no man but compass and no wind in my sails to save me from the stormy weather. So take me where to die, Lord, take me where to die. Take me and end my life. 'Cause I'm at the end and I've got no more friends. Won't you take me away to die? Hey! I've never hurt anybody, my Lord. I've stayed clear of violent crimes. I never really had much money, my Lord, but I try to pay my dues on time. And if you really had your eye on me, you would know I'm a decent man. And I can't stand this anymore, so won't you reach down and give me your hand? 'Cause I'm at the end, Lord, I'm at the end. I'm at the end of my tether. And there's no man with compass and no wind in my sails to save me from the stormy weather. So take me where to die, Lord, take me where to die. Take me and end my life. 'Cause I'm at the end and I've got no more friends. Won't you take me away to die? Cause I'm at the end, Lord, I'm at the end. I'm at the end of my tether. And there's no map and compass and no wind in my sails to save me from the stormy weather. So take me where to die, Lord, take me where to die. Take me and end my life. 'Cause I'm at the end and I've got no more friends. Won't you take me away to die? Thank you so much. Good night. Thanks for coming. Thank you. I'll do another last one.
7 more.
7 more. You can do some. So I don't actually have to play tomorrow, so it's probably fine that I've completely irresponsibly blown out my voice and put my harmonica on backwards and am generally the crumbling husk of a man, like a wet cake. This is a song called Heartstrings. It's actually in the same key as the second to last fast one. It's an A. Honestly, I'm a one-trick pony. Sorry. Don't play me for a fool anymore, little girl. Don't play me for a fool anymore, little girl. You've been tugging on my heartstrings for all day long, all day long. Don't treat me so bad anymore, little girl. Don't treat me so bad anymore, little girl. You've been tugging on my heartstrings for all day long, all day long. Go away, leave me alone, little girl. Go away, leave me alone, little girl. You've been tugging on my heartstrings for far too long, far too long. Don't touch him in front of me, little girl, little girl. Don't touch him in front of me, little girl, little girl. Won't you just let me be your cruel little girl, little girl? Just leave my poor heart all alone, or is yours made of stone? Just leave my poor heart all alone, or is yours made of stone? You've been tugging on my heartstrings for all day long, all day long. Go away, go away, leave me alone. Sorry. Go away, leave me alone, little girl. I've had this fucking flu virus for far too long.